Okay, so we're recording. Okay, so your background. What is your city?
My city is Sharjah. It's located in Bahrain, which is like a small state in Saudi Arabia.
Okay. And you said it's a small city.
Yes.
Would you ever go back?
If I can, yeah.
Okay. What would you say your city's popular or well known for?
Huh?
What would you say your city is popular or well known for?
Oil.
Oil?
Oil companies. That we have the biggest oil company in the world there.
And what about your parents? What does your mom do and what does your dad do?
My mom used to be a surgeon, but she's retired, and my father used to be mechanical engineer in the oil, mechanical engineer in the oil company.
So your mom the surgeon, what's something she would operate on? What she hearts?
Yeah, she used to do a lot of heart surgery.
And would it be out there in your country or
Yeah, in my country, yeah.
homeland? Okay. And as for your dad, he worked out there.
Yeah, he worked out there, yeah.
What were his hours like?
Probably 12 hours a day.
12 hours a day?
Yeah.
Did you have any special relationships with either of them?
No, because I used to never see them sometimes.
You used to live, what was that?
Huh? Because I used to never see them sometimes.
Okay.
Maybe it can pass a month without me seeing them.
So who would you say raised you?
Maids.
Maids?
Yeah. And hired nanny.
Raised by maids and hired nanny. And what was your nanny's name?
Ramina.
What was that?
Ramina is R
Uh-huh.
A
Uh-huh.
N
Uh-huh.
N no R A M I N.
Hi, and Ramina. And what was she like?
N A
Ramina?
H.
H?
Yeah,
No.
N H.
And what was Ramina like?
She was from Indonesia.
Indonesia?
From Jakarta.
How do you spell that from Jakarta?
It's a known city in Indonesia.
Okay. So she was from Indonesia.
Mm-hmm.
And meanwhile you're looking that up, what was she like? She patient, she good?
Yeah.
Good nanny?
Yeah, she is.
Good nanny?
There you go.
So she's from Indonesia. Okay.
Jakarta. Country in Indonesia. The city is Jakarta. I don't know what that is all about.
Okay. So now that we got a little bit about your background, my next question for you is why the U.S.? Why would you want to move to the U.S.? What made you decide to move to the U.S.?
For my bachelor degrees.
Okay. For your bachelor. And what's your degree in?
Biology.
Biology. What exactly is, what do you want to do with that? What in particular?
Maybe mates.
Medicine?
Yeah.
What makes you want to do that in the first place?
Because I loved biology and I loved science since I was a kid.
Okay. If you could, would you have your school out there in your homeland? Or are you happy with coming to the U.S.?
Sorry?
If you could, would you have school back home? Are you happy with coming to the U.S. for school? Just for school?
For school, no, I'm happy to be here.
You're happy to be here? So for school, and why is that?
Because school in here is better.
Why would schooling be here better?
Because you get a better education plus a better English.
Of course.
Which is in Saudi Arabia. They speak English and a little bit of Arabic. And most of my friends who study in Saudi Arabia, their English is poor.
Okay, so Learn better English. That's a good reason. How old were you when you moved to the U.S.?
I was 20.
20.
Yeah.
What's some things that were a major shock for you moving here? People.
No, it was not a shock for me to move here. There was nothing that shocked me. Because the city I lived in, Saudi Arabia, I live in a campus and I have like international people. I have American as neighbors, I have Canadians as neighbors, British people as neighbors. So women there also can drive on campus. So it was not that strange for me.
Okay.
It was not that shocking, basically.
So my next question for you is, what's some challenges you faced with being in America?
Probably being harassed by people.
Challenges? Okay. Would you say one specific group, like boys or girls, or just people in general?
Saudi Arabian people. People from
Oh, okay. But other than that, you would say America is, you're happy to be here?
Yeah, I'm happy to be here because my wife and them.
Okay. And as for back home, what were some challenges you faced? You got to be open as you want.
Sometimes I don't know. It's basically living in Saudi Arabia. There is no challenges because the life there is more easy. Here you have to be. You have to take care of yourself. You don't have your own driver like back home. You don't have anybody that cleans after you. You have to clean after yourself.
Okay.
There was nothing hard in there.
Okay.
Except they.
So even though there being challenges, do you still like the U.S.? With your with you and your, I guess I wouldn't know how to put it, with your sexual preference, that being male and you being a male as well, is that a challenge again for you back home? What challenges would you face back home with trying to let people know or, tell them what you prefer in your life?
You mean about me being gay?
Exactly.
Well, back home, basically, you cannot say that you are gay because people there, Saudi Arabians, are still close-minded, and they would mistreat you. You can be thrown in jail. You can be thrown in the psychological center, and sometimes you can be leashed.
Leashed?
Yeah.
What is leashed?
It's like riding like a dog leash, and they bring you to a public parking and leash you with it, like in front of thousands of people, just to teach you a lesson.
So basically, they treat you less, like not a person.
Yeah, if they know.
Oh, if they know.
Yeah.
Okay.
Which is I don't say actually.
Okay, so you prefer not to tell anybody,
No,
for your safety?
For my safety, except my gay and lesbian friends.
What are some challenges you faced in the U.S. with being gay? Has it been a lot easier for you? Has it been a lot harder? I mean, with America being, more people, more accepting of something like that?
Okay.
have you faced any challenges with, you know, your sexual preference and being in America? Has that changed? You know, what challenges have you faced being in America?
I told you at the beginning, I had a hard time in here with the people from my own skin. The Saudi Arabians, I was harassed by them. Somebody breathed in my dorm room, writing with the glowing paint that glows out the night, he's gay, and on the ceiling they wrote, "Don't lock the door."
And what about us for American? Outside of, you know, your own kind being in America, hating you.
No, I was not disrespected at all.
So you would say America's been pretty fair?
Yeah, I was not disrespected.
Then you think that's because, you know, it's such a, you know, land of the free, home of the brave? Do you think that matters?
Yes.
Okay. Okay. So what's something that's made you feel like an outsider back home and in America as well? An outsider is someone who wasn't accepted, or someone, you know, who didn't feel like they belong. What made you feel like that in Saudi Arabia, and what made you feel like that in America?
About Saudi Arabia, it's like the religion, the rules, the restrictions, and basically it make it sound scary there in Saudi Arabia. You know?
So what sounds scary? Just the laws that they live by?
Yeah.
Okay.
They live by two laws, which is one of them called Sharia, which came from Islam, and the other law is the government law, which is less stricter than Sharia law.
So one law was a government law, and another law was
the religion law.
And that's, you know, following the Bible, not committing adultery, not waiting till for sex till marriage and all those kind of stuff. Just following the religion.
We don't call our book Bible. We call it Quran.
The Quran, that's correct. Yeah. Okay. Home. If you had to choose a place and call it home, where would that be? Would that be here in America, or would you want to, you know, would you call back home home? What would you consider home? Where would you feel as if now?
Here.
Home?
When I went for the 21 days of the Christmas break, I was scared to death because I've had people coming up to me telling me that since I got thinner and skinnier, I looked more feminine, and the gay thing started to show me, and that was including my mom too, which she doesn't know about.
So would you afraid your friends neglected you? They would ignore you because you got skinny?
No, my friends, strangers.
Strangers?
Yeah, all my friends in Saudi Arabia are gay, my friends.
Okay. And your mom, even though you know your mom's back home in Saudi, you right now in your time in your life, you would consider Kansas City, Missouri your home. You would consider this your safe place.
Yeah.
Okay. So I want to know a little bit about, you know, your childhood and stuff as well. How was your childhood?
Not that good, actually.
Wasn't that good, you said?
Yeah.
And why is that?
My mom and dad got divorced when I was 2 years old, and I lived with my mom in my uncle's house, and in my aunt's house, and my aunt's husband shares the first name and the last name as my father, because they are cousins.
Okay.
And so what happened is that I thought that guy who was my aunt's husband was my father. Okay, and 4.5 years later, my father came into the picture again and came to pick me up.
So when you were about 6.5, you said?
Yeah.
Okay. So as for adjusting to the USA, you see yourself staying here?
Mm-hmm.
You do?
Yeah.
And why is that?
Because life back home does not fit me as a person first, then as a human being.
So as for taking your steps to becoming American, you're applying for your working visa, as you mentioned earlier.
No, I'm applying for asylum.
You're applying for what?
Asylum.
Okay. For asylum.
Yeah.
Okay.
And that's basically when someone feels threatened going back to the country where he came from. You can apply for it and you can get your work permit. Then you can, afterward, you get 3 years later, you get your green card. Then you become a citizen.
So you're applying for a asylum, okay, and you're hoping to get your work permit and then with that note, within 3 years, 3 years of working and being productive and stuff, you plan to get your green card.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
And afterwards, I have to wait for 3 more years to become a citizen.
So you gotta work for 3 years, wait for 3 years to get it, and then once you get it, keep it for another 3 years, so that's a total of 6 years, and then you'd become a citizen?
Yeah.
Okay. And is that your ultimate dream? Is that your ultimate goal?
Yeah, wherever I'm safe, that's my dream too.
What about some, I know we went a little bit backwards here. What are some foods, some dishes you like?
Saudi Arabian dishes?
Yeah.
Before or after?
We'll do now. What's some food you like now? Would you say you like more of the Saudi Arabian food, more of the American food, or what kind of food did you take on?
There's nothing specific. Whenever I see something healthy for me, I'll eat it.
Okay.
But, okay, sometimes I eat unhealthy, but, once every month is not gonna hurt.
What would be your favorite dish? Would it be an American dish or an Arabic dish?
An Arabic dish.
And what is it called?
What's it called? Yeah, mukbang.
Okay, and how would you spell that?
Okay, where's my iPad?
Okay, here you go. What does it all have in it, and how do you pronounce it?
Mukbang.
Mugby?
Mukbang.
Mukby.
Not mukbang. Mukbang.
Okay. What does
It's
it have?
like the da is DH actually.
Okay.
Sorry. Sorry with my iPad. No, it's off.
Okay, well,
I'm okay. It's recorded.
At your best knowledge, what would you say is in it?
It's basically white salted rice, like overly salted, boiled in water and cooked with lamb meat, and served with cajus, roasted cajus and fried onions and some salads, some type of salad, Arabian salad that has cucumbers and tomatoes, and also, and some boiled raisins.
Okay. So you want to tell them, your name and how you pronounce it?
My name, do you want me to pronounce it in Arabic or English?
I would like for you to pronounce it in English first and then Arabic.
Okay, my name is Abdul It's ABDULRAHMAN.
And how would you pronounce it the correct way?
Abdul Rahman.
Okay. Well, Abdul, thank you. And this is a wrap on our video. So thank you, buddy.